Since the election results, a lot is going on. This is Tom Lee, the ever popular Tom Lee's first TV appearance after the election. Let's see what he's got to say about the markets, and then we can discuss more about it on the other side.
I think we need to respect this move. I mean, it was a tremendous rally post-election, and it continued yesterday. I think it really does reflect a lot of money was taken out of the market because of the uncertainty around the election. And now we know that because of policy changes and animal spirits, that this is really going to benefit things like Bitcoin and small caps and regional banks and financials. So I do think there's still a lot of upside. I mean, small caps trade at 10 times median forward earnings. I mean, that's a...
So what do you think that should be? 12 times? And what's the opportunity set in your mind?
Well, since 1987, small caps traded on a median PE basis at a premium to the S&P. The S&P is at 17 times. So I think small caps could, in the next couple years, outperform by more than 100%. It's going to be very difficult to fix the deficit with just changes in taxes and spending. But it's probably why Bitcoin is kind of interesting here, because it's potentially a Treasury reserve asset, and if Bitcoin rises in price, it actually helps offset the liabilities, which is the deficit.
So you were at 150, I think, on Bitcoin, weren't you? But
yeah.
Not necessarily by the end of this year, or?
I think six figures is still possible before the end of the year, yeah. Now Bitcoin's becoming a lot more relevant, and I think maybe the regulatory overhang is diminishing, that there's a lot of upside from here, yes.
Okay, S&P, end of next year.
Well, between now and year end, 5 to 10% is probably the base case, just because that's the type of rally post-election, and we have a dovish Fed and, the normal seasonals. Yeah, more than 6,000 before year end. I think at least for the foreseeable future.
No recession.
No recession,
and people want you to answer when I ask you a question. So what are you saying? 100 on the S&P?
I think well past like 6,700.
No,
sometime next year.
6,700.
Yeah, sometime next year, because
that's another 20%, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe 10, 15. Yeah, because margin debt hasn't really risen in the last 4 months, and the stock market's up. So we know investors haven't been adding risk, and now we have earnings visibility, and we have a continued dovish Fed, and then this election's behind us, so multiple tailwinds exist.
So you heard what Tom Lee was saying about the stock market. We now have a lot of tailwinds going into 2025 as the uncertainty of the elections is behind us. There's a lot of good data coming out, which is helping that cause. We now have earnings visibility, which is very good. We've got a dovish Fed, which has cut interest rates twice at 50 basis points and 25 basis points, which is great. And they are looking to maybe cut more as inflation is dropping like a stone for a while now. So there's a lot of good data. The PMI services data is coming out, and that's looking good. The job market seems to be recovering a little bit now, seeing as though the uncertainty is behind us all. The Fed has indicated in the past that they will cut interest rates this month in November. That will help business owners and small medium enterprises be a bit more bullish with regards to employment. I mean, it will all help. All these metrics are lining up and things are looking good at the moment. There's a lot of bullish fundamentals and $100,000 upside for Bitcoin for the price target, which is a 25% or 30%. That naturally is going to have a knock-on effect on other cryptocurrencies as well. We're already seeing some of that being priced in. Dogecoin, for example, is doing really well. Elon Musk, sometimes I'm not sure how to take it when he talks about Dogecoin. It's one of the coins that's not one of the biggest coins out there compared to Cardano, Solano, Ethereum, etc. But he speaks of it quite endearingly, and I think somehow Dogecoin will also be doing really well. I think it's going up quite a lot in the last week. This is all because Trump is now president. He is fast becoming the crypto president. He believes in cryptocurrency. He wants it mined in America, as long as it's benefiting Americans. So there's a lot of upside there for the cryptocurrency angle as well. It's quite exciting actually to see how things pan out, but we're seeing some early results. This pump that's happening now is quite exciting. We've not had anything like this for a few years. Let's see how this pans out. Another thing that's important to remember is that Donald Trump has said, drill, baby, drill. So that means oil will become cheaper, gas will become cheaper, cost of transportation will go down. This will help businesses. This will create a better environment for a lot of businesses, making them more bullish. It will help them plan and employ more people. As interest rates go down, this market is only going to be moving in one way, and that is up. Looking at the other side of things, then you're looking at Bitcoin, as Tom Lee mentioned about Bitcoin. If that becomes something of a Federal Reserve, there's another element to this with the interest rates coming down, and Trump is also proposing tax cuts. This would help businesses. All of this will combine to help bring down the deficit. A booming economy will help bring the deficit down. There's no doubt about that. And right now, things are looking bullish. So, Tom Lee is very clear. Over the summer, he was talking about the small caps. Some of the small cap businesses normally trade on a forward P ratio of 20, but they're only at 10. Changes with interest rates coming down will help the small caps, and this will have a knock-on effect on the economy. Some of the businesses that may boom up from this, Palantir, SoFi, SoundHound, these businesses should do well, the small caps. So that's something to look out for. That's all for today. We'll chat in a couple of days. Please subscribe, like, and share. See you on the next one.